So Justin Trudeau's newest scandal, the We Charity scandal, gets bigger and stupider as every day goes along. Now, my primary frustration here, and the reason why I'm going to finally weigh in on this, and why I haven't weighed in for about a week, is because are we going to pretend that something's actually going to happen? Like, this is what frustrates me. Are we going to act surprised when there are zero consequences for obvious corruption? Now, in his defense, the only thing to defend him, let's say, is they canceled the deal when it became public. So the $900 million was public. But my argument here is this is not 5% as bad as what happened in the SNC-Lavalin scandal. And the SNC-Lavalin scandal was brushed away by the media. And then nothing happened. Found he broke the law. Found guilty. But there are no legal recourses. This is why he lets the ethics commissioner do his little thing, because the ethics commissioner has no recourse to punish the politicians. He already has the RCMP coming out and saying, we're not going to investigate this. So what's the We scandal, for everyone sort of hearing about it? So we basically found out that We, formerly called Free the Children, is not really a charity. It's one of those mega conglomerate charities that operates, especially in Canada, as a political slush fund for the elite politicians. So the most recent news today is like a lot of people have been coming forward as former speakers for We Day saying they never even got paid. They said, we were a charity, we don't pay our speakers. But it turns out Trudeau's family had made over $350,000 in speaking fees off a alleged children's charity, which I once had a friend work for in the front office when it changed its name to We and said it was pretty culty. Anyway, so Bill Morneau, Catherine McKenna, all the major Liberal cabinet positions have had family or close relatives paid to give speeches there, and then they were rewarded with a $900 million contract to help, divvy out grants. And they had offered, 450 part-time summer jobs that would pay less than minimum wage for students. Do the math there. Okay. So we have obvious corruption. This is just what people... The good thing about We Scandal, why We Scandal might actually get something, is because when people think of political corruption, this is kind of what they think of. This perfectly fits the mental mold people have in their mind of a political corruption scandal. A charity, a major organization, pays politicians tons of money to their family members, and in exchange, when they get into power, they give these corporations ridiculous grants that then can be sloshed around, right? Political slush fund. We get it. Caught red-handed. It happened. Now, again, my frustration is, why are we pretending like Canada has a legal system here? Why are we surprised? This is like my frustration with the Jewish community. Oh my God, how could this happen? Yeah, how could a openly Muslim Brotherhood organization with a history of genocidal anti-Semitism say something genocidally anti-Semitic? I can't believe they had kids at this school chanting death to the Jews. Why? It says it in the curriculum right there. Death to the Jews. What are you surprised at? And then we act shocked every time. This is the same thing with the Trudeau scandals. Oh my God, how could he do this? And how did he get away with it? How did he get away with it? He bought the media. He's given them over $1 billion in bailout money. The CBC is already the state media. All right, the ethics commissioner has no power to enforce the law over politicians. The only one is the RCMP. They're full on corrupt. They're full on puppets of the Liberal Party at this point. They did his bidding in the Admiral Mark Norman case. They didn't look into the SNC-Lavalin thing. So again, I said this is 5% as much as SNC-Lavalin. So yeah, this is corruption. But do we not remember SNC-Lavalin? Do we not remember what that was? That was, it was so complicated. The media did the whole, it's so complicated thing. It's a story that no one could understand, SNC-Lavalin. No, SNC-Lavalin is a Quebec construction company, basically the mafia. They would give Justin Trudeau, the Trudeau Foundation, hundreds of thousands of dollars in donations personally, privately to family members. They've even been hit hard and fined for giving too much to Justin Trudeau and the Liberal Party. Anyway, they tried to lobby Stephen Harper for special laws. He said no. Then they went to Justin Trudeau and he said yes. Why did they need special laws? Well, they were complicit in felony crimes in Muammar Gaddafi's Libya. So because they were convicted of felony crimes, they wouldn't be able to bid on government contracts for 10 years. That's right, the Trudeau government wouldn't be able to hand them political slush money, just a contract of 10 years. So they wrote a special thing into the law called the Deferred Prosecution Agreement. They wrote this into their law, a new law that gave a way for SNC-Lavalin to get out, to pay a fine, but then still bid on government contracts and get out of these felony charges. Then, because there's only one thing that separates the Prime Minister's power from being completely dictatorial, it's the legal center, or the Attorney General, right? The legal system. Our then Attorney General, who quit over this because she had integrity, so did Jane Philpott, integrity gone now, said, no, they don't qualify for a deferred prosecution agreement. There's an independent prosecutorial prosecutor's office that Stephen Harper set up, because you can't have the government choose who and who not to process. Because this, like, for Americans, again, I've said, it's like the executive and the legislative branch are molded into one in Canada, and so all you have is the judiciary to balance them. So he's like, screw that. I bought the media. I want the judiciary. So he forced the AG out, forced her to do his bidding. Now, she managed to have recordings of it, and someone stopped this. But then, down the road, even though they didn't qualify for a deferred prosecution agreement, the Liberal government found another way to work SNC-Lavalin out of that hole. Okay? That is taking money to put in, to influence policy. So, bribery, influencing policy, putting corporations above Canada. That is then trying to basically turn Canada into dictatorship, amass all of the political power into the Prime Minister's office, so dictatorial takeover, and he fired the whistleblowers, right? He fired Jody Wilson-Raybould, he got Philip Pot out of office, there was crushing of dissent, way, way bigger, had actual impact on Canadian society, almost destroyed the country, kind of still did. Nothing. Oh, I agree, but disagree with the ethics commissioner. Still maintains he did nothing wrong. And you think, for the WE scandal, you think him giving away $1 billion to one of his friends is going to get any blowback? When's the next time Rosemary Barton's going to tweet something critical about this? You know? So, yes, he's corrupt. Yes, the WE scandal is a perfect illustration of corruption. Yes, they almost embezzled $1 billion right in front of your face for stupid reasons. That's just how arrogant they are. But please, no one's allowed to act surprised when he gets away with it, because that's how the system works now.